Hello and welcome to this astrological forecast for the month of September 2023. We are currently in Virgo season and it is a wonderful, beautiful time of year. September, October, November are my favorite time of the year, and I am so excited to be able to share this information with all of you. So, as we get more comfortable in Virgo season, let's talk about what Virgo is. As the second earth sign following Taurus, which is the first earth sign, we are looking at the resources, the foundations, the things that we need around ourselves to kind of bring our dreams, goals, aspirations into life here in the physical. During Virgo season, that second earth sign of the zodiac, we're really looking at all of those resources and what we can do with them to really formulate and manifest what it is that we want to bring forward into our worlds. Virgo is all about planning, about the actual creation of structures and boundaries and the things that we need to do to align ourselves more potently with what it is that we want to bring into this world. So, with all of that being said, I will let you know that in our monthly members call this month, I was sharing with everybody how Virgo is the time of planning, of organization, of really planting solid roots underneath us for the path forward. And as we were doing our monthly Reiki share as a part of that call, I intuited a channeled message from my guides, which said, yes, that while that's true, while we are in the season of planning and organization, of new routines, of really kind of putting our thought to paper about what it is that we want to bring forward in this world, we can't do that so much that we lose our connection to our intuition. So everything we'll talk about in this video today has that as kind of the underlying meaning. While yes, we will be planning and organizing and creating new routines and doing all of that kind of stuff during this Virgo season, we also need to make space intentionally for our intuition and for tapping into that which exists outside of the physical, for really kind of getting in tune with ourselves and our hearts so that we don't take so much control in the planning process that we leave out our inner connection to what our heart is desiring. So, like I said, that will always kind of serve underneath all of what we're going to talk about. So as we jump into the astrological forecast for the month of September, we're going to start here on September 3rd and 4th. We have two planetary transits that are kind of shifting and changing directions. On the 3rd, Venus turns direct in Leo. Venus, the planet of self-worth, self-value, our relationships, who we choose to spend our time with, what we choose to spend our time doing, will turn direct. It has been retrograde for a few weeks now in Leo. It will turn direct, which just means that Leo, being the sign of spontaneity, of creativity, of passion, of our ego's expression, so the sign of the self, the sign of our inner child, the things that we like to, bring into our world. Again, the sign of play and creativity. With Venus turning direct, as that's tied to our self-worth, our self-value, our relationships, we're really going to feel a little bit of a boost of energy in terms of who we choose to spend our time with and what we choose to spend our time doing. So keep an eye out for that in the beginning of the month. Then on the 4th, we have Jupiter turning retrograde in Taurus. Jupiter is the planet of big thoughts, of philosophical thinking, of religion, of faith, of the things that we kind of put our whole hearts into. And having that be happening in the sign of Taurus, or turning retrograde in the sign of Taurus, I wouldn't be surprised if we're noticing some larger scale thoughts about our home lives, what it is that we want to really resource and bring into our worlds. This is a time of receiving and kind of sitting in quiet contemplation about those big life goals, our home and family lives, rather than really jumping right into action. So that is the first week of September on the 3rd and the 4th. Then on the 14th and 15th, we have two additional items to talk about. We have on the 14th, the new moon in Virgo. So mid-month is going to be that time where we really do want to sit down maybe with our planners for the remainder of the year, and really kind of put pen to paper, building those structures, those even some of those boundaries around what it is that we want to bring into this world. The new moon each month is a wonderful time to set intentions. That's why during the mid-month season, coming on the 14th, really truly kind of putting plan into action and setting those intentions and setting those goals will be really helpful for us. Then on the 15th, we have Mercury, which has been retrograde for quite some time, for the last several weeks, turning direct. And Mercury is actually the ruling planet of the sign of Virgo. So that mixed with the new moon in Virgo means that the 14th, 15th will be a time of supercharged Virgo energy. So again, mid-month is a wonderful time to set those intentions, to actually vocalize those intentions. Mercury is the planet of communication, and with that turning direct, it can be really helpful to kind of share with our families, our friends, what it is that we want to strive for. Maybe even talking out loud to the night sky or the universe, your angels, your guides, whoever, whatever, actually putting your voice into your plans for the road ahead will be really helpful and valuable on the 14th and 15th. On the 23rd, we have the sun moving into Libra. And actually, before we talked about that, we should definitely touch on the fact that on the 22nd is the fall equinox. Again, one of my most favorite days of the entire year. The fall equinox is a time where we are returning to our roots, where we're starting to feel into the fall season. What does that mean energetically and astrologically? Fall, as we look at nature, is the time each year where the trees shed their leaves, where we're really looking at and embodying the energy of letting go. What is it that we need to let go of in order to welcome newness into our lives? So on the 22nd, on the fall equinox, it is the time in the fall where we have equal parts day and light, or day and night light, if you will, or daylight and nighttime. And all that indicates is that we're about to descend into the slumber of winter. It's okay to feel ourselves slow down, let ourselves come back to nature in the sense of we've got to release. We have to let go of some things so that we can actually prepare for the long months ahead, where nighttime will continue to increase and daylight hours will continue to decrease. So we're looking at the harvest season. What does it take to let things go? What does it take to reap the benefits of what we've built all year long so that we can then come into slumber and really prepare for what lies ahead? Through the winter months of hibernation, of slowing down, of coming back into our heart space, of shutting off all of the outer influences and really just truly aligning with ourselves. That's what I love so much about the fall season. And that's what will start on September 22nd with the fall equinox. So then rolling into the 23rd, we have the sun moving out of Virgo and into Libra. Mars being the planet of action, is still currently in Libra at that point. So when the sun enters Libra, it joins Mars. And Mars, again, the planet of action, being in the sign of relationships, of our core communities, of our friendships, our partnerships. Relationships in general doesn't have to mean romantic relationships, but it can. When the sun enters Libra with Mars right there too, it is a time for us to really get down into looking at what it is that our communities, how it is that our communities serve us and how we can serve our communities. Then fast forward until the 29th, when we have the full moon in Aries, which is the sign of the self. And so we will be in the Libra season, which again is focused on others and those who we surround ourselves with, but we will have the full moon in Aries, which is the sign of the self. And so there's always this duality in play with astrology that I love so much. And so we could be looking at rising up emotions, a little bit of emotional overwhelm around what it is that we need in our relationships, basically. With the full moon comes a whole lot of really bright light at night. The idea is that that light shines through us and upon us what it is that is oftentimes hidden throughout the lunar cycle. So, what is it that has been hidden from us, or have we not really been looking at, or have we been shying away from in terms of our needs as it pertains to our friendships, relationships, partnerships? So, that is our monthly forecast for the month of September 2023. I hope you have a wonderful entry into the fall season, and I'll see you next month. Bye for now.